to start. So oracle cards and animal communication. Why would the use of oracle cards be something that, you know, we would want to turn to when we want to communicate with our animals? I actually started learning about oracle cards before I discovered animal communication. I found that by using oracle cards and learning about them and connecting with them, it really helped me to become much more intuitive. That's really what it is, I think. You know, when are the times when we turn to oracle cards? It's usually when we feel, you know, confused, when we feel as if, you know, we have no clarity, when we feel as if all the advice that we're getting from people, it just doesn't quite hit the mark. And we kind of feel like, oh, if only I would just, you know, feel that the path that I'm taking is the right one, or that I'm sure there must be a different perspective. You know, sometimes we just get so bogged down with too many options that our minds, you know, become cluttered. And then we hear the very, you know, good advice that says, listen to your inner voice, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. But when we're struggling, when we're already feeling really bogged down, when we're kind of thinking, you know, I'm already so much, you know, in the stress of it all, and my mind's got, you know, a dozen and one different kind of options to choose from, how do I access that inner voice? And we feel very, very frustrated. And this is where turning to the oracle cards is such an invaluable tool. I have found that by just holding my oracle card deck, by just sitting with it, I just immediately want to relax. So there is something very special about the energy of oracle cards. It's also very much about you building a relationship with certain decks. So it's not just a matter of kind of picking up an oracle card deck and you're just, you know, picking a card and then seeing what there is. That's fine when you're initially learning how to kind of connect with the cards and wondering and being curious about what it is that, you know, they can do for you. But be more kind of, you know, looking for to establish a relationship with the oracle card decks. That's probably the best kind of advice I can give you if you are new, you know, if you're new to doing oracle cards. So already what the oracle cards have done for me is help me to really explore my own intuition. So yes, so those times when we go, oh God, I just don't know what's going on. And so this really applies to our animals. And you know me, I'm an advocate for encouraging everybody to communicate and to understand and to have a connection, you know, with their animal, not just on a very kind of physical level, not just on an emotional level, but also on a very spirit level, on a soul level, if you also want to refer to the spirit as the soul. So for all the reasons that you yourself will reach out for an oracle card, for you to gain clarity about a situation, for you to feel supported, or if you're feeling very frightened about, you know, not knowing what your future is about, you know, oracle cards can provide either a bit of a challenge. So, you know, don't think that oracle cards are there to go, oh, they're there, everything's all right, you know, but, you know, some of the messages will be very, very honest, you know, and it's for you to kind of really go with it. So you may pick a card and you may not know or can relate to the meaning. What that does is it challenges you. So if you have a card that you don't really understand the meaning, it's really probably more of a challenging message. It's asking you to really think, you know, or really feel. Let's go for feel, really feel. So yeah, so for the same reasons that you would reach to the oracle card for yourself to gain clarity or to get support, or to kind of think, you know, what best action can I next take, it applies with your animals. So it's a great way if you're kind of like, oh, I really want to communicate with my animal. So even if you're, say, you know, adept at communicating with your animal, there will be times when you think, can't get through, you know, or there will be times when they're going through, say we look at issues around health. If they're going through a health issue and you're very worried and you've been given so many options and you don't know what to do and your animal looks really sad or they're not responding, so you don't feel like you have a sense of kind of a clarity of what your animal needs or how energetically you need to harness your energy in order to help them, then oracle cards really help. So we are all very aware that our energy affects our animals. Yeah. So we might say like, oh God, I know if I can just, not be so anxious about my future, then my animal will also reflect that for us. But how do you shift that? Is my animal picking up the energy from me, or am I picking it up from them? Is it them? So this is where using the oracle cards can be really helpful, gives you a sense of clarity. Another way, another useful time when I go for my oracle cards is if I feel like my animals are triggering me. Okay, who appreciates that situation? They'll do something or they'll react to a certain situation, and it brings up what's already within me and it triggers me, and I could probably end up crying, or I can be even angry, and I think, okay, how do I restore harmony? What is really going on between, me and my animals? So is it about my relationship with them? And this is where using the oracle cards can really give you an insight. Okay, so I'll just kind of chip in as and when, but just wanted to kind of have a little bit of a basis of why I want to encourage you to have the use of oracle cards.